Welcome back, everybody. This is Eric here from Moss Pawn and Gun, and today we're continuing our SHOT Show 2015 coverage for you guys. We're over here at the Just Right Carbine booth. I'm feeling very patriotic. I don't know why. You know, being around all these guns, I don't know what would give me that feeling, but oh wait, we got this hydro-dipped American flag version. This gun right here is really cool. The JR carbine in general has been a gun that we've done some work with in the past, and it's a blowback. They do them in 9mm, 357 SIG, 40 cal, 45 ACP. You got an interchangeable mag well you could drop out and change out. So you got your conversion kits for them. You change the barrel. They got a couple of different versions. We are going to go through and show you a bunch of cool guns here. They got a really neat thing going on. You know, they're doing takedowns now, which is kind of cool. They're having factory threaded barrels or non-threaded barrels. We've also got this kind of hideous New York compliant version to show you, which I just want to show you the kind of craziness that's going on with New York right now with the SAFE Act and all the compliance and everything. So let's go around, check out some different builds. I think you guys are going to like this rifle. Show you around here. All right, guys, so we're going to show you the Takedown. This particular one is set up in this nice, pretty pink Muddy Girl camo. For some of you female shooters out there who want to have your nice tricked out JR. Of course, threaded here at the end of the receiver. Your barrel drops in place. Basically, all it is a little hash mark down on the bottom of the barrel that coincides with a little ridge there. Drop it in place. All right, fore end over the end. And torque her down. And of course, you got to do this while the bolt's back, okay? Bolt forward, the gun's ready to shoot. Feeds from Glock magazines. They're also doing these in the Smith & Wesson M&P magazines as well. Pretty neat system. It is a blowback. In case I didn't mention, does feed from Glock mags, like I said. 16.5-inch barrel, threaded, which is nice. We're probably going to be getting out and doing some work with these things. I really like suppressing 45 ACP. I don't know why. I've just always enjoyed doing that. And you guys probably remember when we did our How Far Will a 9mm Kill video. That particular video, we're going to be moving forward with the 45 version. And when we do the How Far Will a 45 ACP Kill, we're going to reach out with a little JNR and see how far that 45 will really just lob in there, and do some damage there. But there's your little Muddy Girl camo. So just like, most takedowns, you're going to lock the bolt to the rear. This charging handle can be changed out either right or left-hand side, and your ejection can be switched out either side, depending on how you set the gun up. There's a little bit of time to convert it over, but you can do left-hand or right-hand operation. You can see the locking recesses on both sides of the receiver, but you lock your bolt to the rear, down into this little recess. Now you'll see these little slots right here on the fore end. Those slots are for the tool to torque it down nice and tight. Now you can get away with it hand tight, but you want to go ahead and use that tool, torque it down nice and tight so you can make sure you can get the maximum amount of accuracy. You're not going to have the barrel walking loose on you. So coming apart, counterclockwise on the fore end. That comes off. Barrel. Now, with most takedowns, not just this one, but most all takedowns, you really don't want to allow the bolt to slam forward while the barrel's off of it. But if you want to, you can let the barrel rest gently forward, or the bolt rather. But what I do with most of my takedowns is I like to leave the bolt locked in the rear position. That way when I go to put it together, she's good to go. So the little satchel here, they've got this now too. So you got your little tactical bag for carrying your gun. Strap everything in there. Your fore end, your barrel, your magazines, and you got your little grab and go rig. Good little camping gun. If you're a hiker, you're out on the trail, whatever, you need a little handy gun to have somewhere. If you're already carrying a Glock 19 or you're carrying your Glock Model 21 or your Model 22 40 cal, whatever you're doing, you've got a carbine that goes along well with your everyday carry gun, which is a nice thing to have, especially in a takedown configuration. They've got this model here too, which is their nickeled model, which this thing is completely impervious to all forms of bad weather, which is great. And of course, all of the JNR carbines that have these rounded handguards like this are all your takedown models. The American flag version I showed you in the intro there, that particular one has a full quad rail, but that is not a takedown, okay? Some people were wondering about accuracy with a takedown. That's something that's yet to be determined, at least from my perspective. So we're gonna get out and do some review work with this gun in time. but again, comes off. This particular one's a 9. Very straightforward, guys. And they offer them with a couple of different rail mount options as well. This one has a full Picatinny rail across the top, but they're also doing a couple of them with Weaver rails. Let's go over here and look at some of the guns that are a little bit more of a sporting configuration, just so I can tell you exactly what I'm talking about there. Let's go check it out. All right, guys, here's an example of one that's set up in a little bit more of a sporting configuration. This particular one has a laminate stock. It's got a Cerakote finish. It's got a Weaver rail instead of a Picatinny rail. And once these guns finally ship, I've been told that they're going to have probably a non-threaded barrel instead of a threaded barrel, because a lot of guys that, you know, some of your modern sportsmen, they don't really use muzzle devices. Some of them don't use suppressors. Now, I myself, I like to hunt with suppressors, okay? Now, I know that there's some laws in some places where, you know, you may not be able to hunt with a suppressor legally in your state. You should always check with your local laws and everything like that. But I myself, I prefer to, you know, predator hunt, hog hunting, even deer hunting with suppressors where it's allowed. I just like the convenience of knowing that the noise isn't really going to kill my ears when I fire a shot. One, you're being a little bit more respectful to the people around you on land around you. If you shoot early in the morning, at least it's going to dull the shot a bit. It's just a smarter idea, in my opinion, to hunt with suppressors, but they are going to offer this with a non-threaded barrel for people that just want a nice plain Jane rig. At first, I walked up to this rig and I thought it was a little weird looking, but honestly, once you just pick the gun up and really point it and feel it, it's got a nice feel to it. It's got a nice balance. You know, it feels like a real rifle, you know what I mean? It doesn't feel like a toy. So with this, they're kind of trying to go a little bit away from the tactical and a little bit more over to the sporting type configuration. Earlier, I mentioned that it was a 16.5-inch barrel. It's actually a 17-inch barrel. The reason they opted for that extra length on the barrel is in case in the future, let's say they, you know, for whatever reason, they don't allow threaded barrels anymore, some crap like that. If they have to turn the barrels down and get rid of the threads, they're still above the legal limit, okay? So this one has the same takedown feature as the other one. All right, pretty cut and dry there, guys. It's a factory Cerakote finish that they put on this, just to make it a little bit more woodsy looking. They don't know exactly what type of finish they're going to end up going with, but this is just what they have for now, just as a prototype. This is a very newish kind of gun, but it has a very, very sporting rifle-like feel to it, and kind of a classic lines and kind of a nod towards the classic. Something they're also going to do with this eventually, I'm sure, is offer a wooden grip. This one just has a regular AR grip, but in time they'll probably have some wood furniture there for your grip as well. All right. Now let's step up into the even crazier. Watch this. All right, you guys aren't going to believe this. Okay, this is a New York compliant JR carbine. So guys, this is an example of the kind of crap that they're putting these poor people in New York through. And here's the bad things. These things are made in New York, okay? And it's just so crazy to me that they have to put up with this kind of stuff. I mean, you know, not to get political, but I mean, when are we going to finally realize that, you know, there's no physical change to the configuration of this gun other than just making it look, you know, pardon my French, but it's making it look dumb. You know what I mean? It just doesn't look like a gun, really. It looks very odd, but this is a New York Safe Act compliant JR carbine, okay? It's not a vertical pistol grip. It's kind of a rolling, almost like a thumb hole stock, the way this is set up. You've still got the buffer tube, which is crucial to the way the firearm operates. This has a standard quad without the takedown feature, and of course a non-threaded barrel. So basically, by removing all the evil features, you know, it's now compliant for New York use. Now, that's a little crazy, but I mean, guys, we need to change this, you know? When are we going to stop putting up with this stuff? You know, I mean, don't get me wrong, I can understand, you know, for them as a company wanting to be competitive in that market and wanting to be competitive to the New York market, and they want their guns in the hands of New York citizens, and rightly so. But it just really kills me, you know, why companies have to resort to things like this just to get around some bogus law that someone probably made that's not even a gun person. That's the thing that gets me. You know, the guys writing these laws, coming up with this legislation, they're not gun people. They don't live in the gun culture, and they don't understand. You know, they think that all these evil features make the gun more deadly. But, you know, anyway, they are selling a lot of these guns in New York. Certain citizens, they just want to have a cool little pistol caliber semi-auto, and with this rig, they can have that without fear of retribution from you know, infringing on the Safe Act. So All right, guys, this is a pattern called the Snow Ghost. All right, that's for our northern winter brethren up there that have all the snow laying around. We don't have any snow in Georgia, but I just thought this was really cool. This is the kind of rifle that I probably would never have, but we don't really have snow. It looked kind of weird, you know, out there with all that nice green cow pasture and this white rifle, but I do think it's cool, you know, if you're in a snowy area and you need a gun that you can hide well out in the snow. It's pretty neat. You know, things have been going really well at SHOT Show this year. We've gotten a lot of support, a lot of wonderful people coming by and showing their support, lots of fans coming up, chatting with us and everything, and that amount of support is really humbling and it means a lot to us. Thank you for watching today's video. Hopefully you might have learned something about things. I'm trying my best as we go through with our SHOT Show coverage. I'm trying to impart some type of educational value into what we're doing in each video. I'm trying my best, so bear with me, guys, though. I appreciate your time. We'll catch you on the next video. We got a lot more SHOT Show coverage for 2015. Make sure you stay tuned. We'll catch you next time.